Okay, here we are on day 4 of my tips to help you change your life by changing how you feel, changing how you think, changing what you say so you can change your actions, change your results. And as I said, it's the intersection between business and mindset coaching. No one outperforms their belief in themselves. You have a look around, prove me wrong. Okay, so I was talking with a colleague yesterday and he referred me back to a conversation we'd had a couple of years ago, and he was saying, Wayne, I caught myself going into certain emotions, reliving a trauma almost. It was traumatic. And he said, do you remember that time we sat in the cafe and we were talking about this, and you pointed out to me that every time I went into this state, this traumatic state, I looked up to my right and I was saying certain words to myself, and I was straight back into that situation feeling the most intense anger. And when you got me to look the other way, over to my left, I couldn't tell that story. The stories we tell ourselves, or the lies that we tell ourselves, are another thing that creates your reality and takes you from the place of cause to being an effect, a result of other things. So what was happening for my colleague, good friend, is he was tapping into a pathway. Think of it like 3-phase power, like you flick it on and bang, you're straight there. And it had this situation that had been repeated a number of times, that he went back into this traumatic event and got really, really angry, and bitterly angry, like intensely angry. And in that situation that occurred, he was in a position where he was looking up to his right when this was happening. So I caught him doing this while he was speaking about the story. I said, hey, wait a minute. And there's a tip, pattern interrupt the pattern. And I grabbed his hand that was talking about this story and I put it down and I said, I'm going to ask you to look over here to your left and try to tell me the story. And he couldn't. It may have taken him a while if he was trying, because he was looking up here, but he kept wanting to go back to the story. I said, no, keep your eyes over here. And the more I drew his eyes away from the right, over to the left, and I kept interrupting him, because that's another part of breaking the story, breaking the neurology and creating new patterns. And we dragged it over and he couldn't tell the story, so it reduced his bitterness, his anger and his trauma. So just be aware that when you go into a negative state of mind, negative feeling, what are you doing with your body, with your words, with your eyes? Because when we look up, we're going into the visual area, and you may be looking one way or the other way to go into the past, and in this the case of my friend, he went into the past up here to the right. And when we dragged that away, he was able to be free from that and no longer stuck and being held back by that event. So what is it for you? Do you look in a certain way? And I'm sure you do. You just got to catch yourself, or ask someone to observe you while you pretend to do it, just as an exercise. And then what are you doing with your hands? Most of us speak with our hands. And if you're watching someone else tell their story, you'll see that they'll use their hands in a certain way, their tonality in a certain way, their body in a certain way that's congruent with that story. That can work the other way too. If you've got a great story, be aware of your body, your tonality, where your eyes are going for a positive story that lifts you up and puts you in a position of power, success, empowerment, resourcefulness, creativity, and you keep going back to that position. If you want to replicate it, getting back into that good feeling, well then you just keep doing those things that take you back into that good feeling, that powerful, resourceful state of mind. It'll make such a huge difference. This helps you to be at cause rather than effect, because you'll be the cause of the good things happening to you. So you may practice watching other people and then practice on yourself. It'll be a really good exercise, I tell you. Is when you take control of how you feel, you're in control of what you're going to be focused on, what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing, and the results you're going to get. So again, please share your feedback. I love feedback. Feedback's the breakfast of champions, as they say. And if you know someone who needs this, please share it with them or share it on your socials. You have a great day, and I look forward to sharing more with you. I've got one more day of these tips in this particular series, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day.